Believe it or not, your content can stand out without being clickbaity or misleading. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. I want to show you what I've learned working with celebrities, working with millionaires, about capturing the attention of your audience, because this translates over into entrepreneurship and online marketing as well. Here's how to make your content stand out. I used to work on a TV show, and it was so cool to understand how they put together the storylines to create the overall captivating episode. Every episode of a TV show has a story arc, and the entire season as a whole has a story arc, and the entire series of the show has a story arc. And the story arc is the narrative, the full progression of the story. And typically it has a calm beginning, some tension in the middle, some conflict with the characters or inner conflict with the main character, oftentimes both. And the momentum builds up to this big crescendo, a big breaking point. And then at the end, the conflict is resolved. Does that sound about right? Does that sound like pretty much every movie or show you've ever watched? For the most part. You might even have multiple lessons or multiple stories presenting themselves at the same time. So for instance, if you think about your favorite sitcoms, let's take Friends for instance. In Friends, there's normally this overarching story that pulls the whole show forward, the A story. But then there's also the B story and the C story and the D story. So Joey and Chandler might be having some kind of dilemma, and the show reaches this high point of drama, and then the show cuts to commercial and gets brought back into Rachel and Monica's apartment to engage us with another storyline. It's a really great retention technique because it keeps us watching, because we're captivated by what's happening with every storyline, and we're not going anywhere until we get to close the loop and know what happened in each one. Soap operas are great at this. It's cliffhanger content. And that's also why I devoured the show Stranger Things so fast. Netflix can really get you there too. I want to get into more detail about the secrets of one of my favorite shows, Stranger Things, as a great example. But first, have you subscribed to my channel yet? I'm putting out new videos every week about video marketing and business acceleration tips every single week. So go ahead and hit that red button and subscribe. So the show is directing your attention and misdirecting us through having these multiple storylines. And by the end, we've learned one central lesson. If you keep up with my Instagram stories, you know that I've got tons of different storylines going on at a given time. And some of the storylines are completely unexpected. For example, one morning I was house sitting for a friend, and that involved me taking care of her chickens while she was out of town. If you know me at all, you know that I'm not really an outdoorsy person, not really an animal person, but I made it really fun because when I took them out of the coop in the morning, I gave them some like motivational quotes to encourage them to lay more eggs. And these videos were so popular. People loved it. They responded to so many of them, and they kept asking for more of it. Then a few weeks later, I earned my 2 Comma Club award. This is when you earn $1 million in your business, and it arrived at my house in Canada. But I had been in the States for the last several months, so I didn't know. But my brother had opened it and made this hilarious unboxing video and then took pictures of it all over, having this summertime of adventures, and this adventure spanned over several months. And I shared that on my Instagram stories. And it was something that my audience kept loving and engaging with and asking for more of. So I didn't plan out this content strategy expecting that I'd be giving out motivational speeches to chickens or tracking my 2 Comma Club award on an adventure all summer. But my audience responded so well to these stories that we kept them in rotation. We had different storylines to keep my audience engaged and interested, but then they also all relate back to my central lesson of monetizing your message and stepping into thought leadership by being uniquely you. Is this making sense? And I bet that you can think of examples or instances in your own life or different stories that naturally occur in your life that have a lesson to them that relates back to your message. And it's not that you always have to create or plan content. You get to document it too and see what your audience responds to best. I had no idea when I started posting about these chickens that it was going to be something that people loved watching and asked for more of, but I thought it was funny and I enjoyed making it in the moment and decided to post it. You know the saying, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life? Well, I don't think that that's necessarily true. You have to show up and put in the work if you want lasting success, no matter what you're doing. But content creation does work like this. If you create content that you love, chances are people are going to love it too. How many of you guys maybe saw the video of me singing and rapping to Russell Brunson to ask him to speak at my event, Content Machine Live? I'll link that in the video description below. It was awesome and it went mini viral, so you should check it out. People will see your passion radiate through the screen, or they'll just be able to resonate with it in some way and they'll respond and engage. When I work with you, I care about your business. I want to see the big picture because sometimes people don't see it themselves. They'll have goals in place, but they'll also have maybe fears and limiting beliefs to take care of. And I want to envision what you're going to create. And if I can see that for you, I don't want you to let it go. If you ever have trouble believing in yourself, borrow my belief in you, because now I want to be a part of your team to help you create that vision and help you expand on it. So think about this for your business. How are you impacting people? What's your cause? What are the stories you should be telling? What are the things that your audience is thinking about that you're addressing? What is it about your audience's struggles that breaks your heart? What reality do you see for them that maybe they don't see for themselves yet? Who are your common enemies with your audience? Actually, let me answer that question for between you and me. Like, our common enemy, it's obscurity, or maybe the influencers who are more about personal attention and making noise instead of impact. And just one more question for you. How deep is your commitment to serving your audience? How have you re-engineered your own life to create that impact? And what have you maybe sacrificed or given up in the name of that mission? When you give your audience that shift through those stories, they're not just buying in financially, they're buying in emotionally and mentally. And they have to do that before they can buy financially. And what that means is they're also investing in you, but they're also investing in themselves. They're giving themselves permission to invest in themselves, because when people pay, they pay more attention and then they get the transformation. The transformation is in the transaction. So ask yourself, how am I creating transactions with my audience through my content? If I can create content all day, every day, that's great. You should. But when your audience actually invests themselves in you and invests in your movement, they are now investing in the transformation that you are able to give them. It's your moral obligation to give your audience that transformation that you've created in a way that they deserve, and do it in a way that's also scalable for you so that you can make the most impact. So look at your profit plan, your value ladder, your products and services that you promote, and then look at the content that you're creating that's nudging them towards that transformation so that your audience can invest in each of these pieces. If you want your content to not only stand out, but also ascend into high ticket sales, you're gonna love my next free private training. And in that, I'm actually gonna give you my highest performing, most revenue generating campaigns that you can just plug and play into your business. So click the link below to learn how to ascend leads from hello to high ticket. I wanna show you what I learned working in the entertainment industry about capturing, I don't say entertainment, they'd be like, is that porn? No.
No, I just laughed because this got brought up.
Leave me a comment below letting me know. I don't want to ask you your favorite TV show. I don't know if you know me at all. You know I'm not really a morning person or not a morning person. And the momentum builds up to this crescendo, a big hiccuped.